am on Thanksgiving Day at the beach, gorgeous beach here in Santa Monica, California. And I just experienced a yoga class on the beach, literally on the water. And the yoga instructor asked us all a question, which was, at the very end, put in your mind someone who, whether they're here alive or whether they passed away, who you have tremendous gratitude for because of their immense contribution, love, support to your life. And of course, as I'm hearing that question, my mind's going, there's quite a few people. I'm thinking my dad, thinking my mom in her own way. I'm thinking family. I'm thinking present people that I have that are contributing in immense ways in our company, KR Success Coaching. And I'm thinking of intimate relationships that I've had, just all kinds of things. And then I asked myself, think of someone, and I came up with Rosemary. Rosemary is an amazing person, and I've known her for almost 25 years, and many of you have met her. You've met her at our Success NLP Sales and Leadership Mastery Program. She gives from her heart, very supportive, and she's just a great person and very unconditional. She's very selfless, right? So in one of the things that we learn called the Trimetrics, the behavioral assessments, which if you haven't taken one, you should definitely take one with us, is you have people that are resourceful and you have people that are more sort of selfless. And not to say one's better than the other, they're both beautiful. She just happens to be a really big giver. And so I just want to say I'm very grateful for you, Rosemary. And I'm going to ask all of us who are watching this video to think of that person. And then there's many. I mean, I've got so many other people that I could mention. And maybe I will in a few moments. But that was just the first name that came to mind. So I want you to do that little exercise. I want you to think of someone who you have tremendous gratitude for. And it's the reverse of what I've done in the past. Whenever I've done gratitude, I've always thought of all the things, all the people I'm grateful for. But because you just take little few seconds on each person and each thing, you don't fully get the full feeling of it as if you just pick one and you just really sit with that. So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing. I'm going to ask you to think of a person who's here or who's passed away, who is the first person that comes to mind that you're grateful for, that has brought immense contribution, someone you're really, really grateful for. And as you think of that person, hold that image in your mind of them and just notice your heart would actually just feel, as you see them, feel their heart energy, their contribution, their love, their support, whatever it is that they contributed that was so immense for you, that was the reason why you thought of them. Feel their heart energy. And as you do that, feel yours open up and your gratitude and how your love extends back. Okay? And I'm going to give you a few moments, and I want you to do that now if you haven't already done it. Go ahead. Okay, awesome, beautiful. Okay, so that's one exercise. If I could have you for just a little longer, we're going to do another exercise, because a year has been wrapping up. Yes, we've just had about a year wrap up, and we're coming into, sort of the end of November, December, and this year's wrapping up, and we're going to be going back and reflecting on the year that is almost complete. And we've got a new year coming, right? New Year's Eve right around the corner, new year. So the other thing to do is, let's think of what we're grateful for in the past year. What are we grateful for? What are the moments? What are the triumphs, tribulations? What are the things that we've overcome? What are the people? Who are the people that have also contributed to our year? And more importantly, I like always to say, because a lot of people, when we have tough situations come up, we always think of them as, oh, that's the reason why this year wasn't good, right? And I like to propose the reverse. Can we be grateful for all of it? The good, the great, the ugly, and the bad. And I'm going to say that because can we be grateful for the lessons? Can we be grateful for the gifts and the learnings from this past year? When I think of learning from the gifts and the lessons, I think of, maybe I would go back to my parents, right? So my parents, my dad was a petroleum engineer, and my mom was a sort of stay-at-home mom. My dad was very much a workaholic, and my mom, being lonely and him being gone for many months out of the year, and all of that separation, she had challenges, and she took up some alcohol, so she became a functional alcoholic. And my parents were just really doing the best that they could, and for many years I had some anger and some bitter feelings about, my dad wasn't there, and my mom, who was there, was drunk much of the time. And I look back on it and I go, you know what? People are doing the best they can with the resources they have available. People are doing the best they can with the resources they have available. That's an actual NLP presupposition, which means that people are making the decisions that really in their mind are the best decisions they can think of with the present circumstances they find themselves in. And I look back and I reflect back and I forgive all the crazy stuff, right? I forgive all the crazy stuff that happened as a result of my dad being gone, my mom being, drinking, and all the crazy stuff, which I won't get into in this video. And I just forgive and I love, and I've forgiven a long time ago. I'm just sharing with you because we can even go back to things that are very, perhaps in some cases, deeply painful, and we can have gratitude for the gifts, for the lessons. There's so much I learned from my father in his desire to be the best provider, his desire to become a workaholic because he loves us so much. He wanted to give us the best. He wanted us to have the best. So in his mind, his identity of being a great father was a great provider. He did not quite connect being present. And so I learned from that in tremendous love that was there, and I'm grateful for that. My mom, she was just trying to deal with what she was trying to deal with, right? And so the lesson and the learning in there is that to communication, effective communication, love, support, learning that there are behaviors that when we feel in a down moment that we can take on that are not good for us. And so I learned a lot from my mother too. great mother, and she's still with me. My dad's not with me, but my mom's still with me, and I just love her dearly. So there's so many gifts and learnings, you know, from the time that we first came to this world all the way to in the last year. There's gifts and learnings. So I'm going to give you a moment, and I want you to think of, what are you grateful for that perhaps you've perceived as a negative in the past that has made you who you are today? That's, I guess, the other aspect of that, is that experience. I had to learn how to grow up fast, right? So I had to learn how to take care of myself, how to be independent, and learn how to find resources in me, because dad wasn't around, mom was checked out drinking. So I had to find ways to become this amazing person and that I am, that you are, that we all are. So that being said, so I want you to ask you this: what are some things in your early part of your life that you can be grateful for, from the perspective of how it's shaped you and molded you and built you into who you are today? Can you be grateful for the benefits that you derive from that? And if you want, you can pause this video and think about that a little bit. And then finally, what are you grateful for that maybe in the last year that's been tough, right? That's been tough. What are you grateful for? What are the benefits and the learnings and the gifts from those painful moments that you can derive, that shape you and mold you and make you into who you are to become, who you are now and who you are to become? See, that's what gratitude is. With gratefulness, we think that we're going to always just be grateful for the good stuff, and we still hold some of the bad stuff in a disempowering light. And what I'm saying, we can actually be grateful for everything. We can be grateful for the good, we can be grateful for the bad, and we can be grateful for the ugly, whatever that is. Yes, from the perspective of what we are learning, how we are being molded to becoming even more special, even more resilient, even stronger, even more powerful, even better communicators, learning how we can resolve our own conflicts. If we didn't have those conflicts and we didn't build the muscle of resolving those conflicts, because it took the conflict to form our muscle, in building our muscle to overcome it, we wouldn't have the muscle, we wouldn't have the greatness within us. So I love you, my friends. So just some thoughts, right? So after we wrap up this video, I've given a lot of us to think about, quite a bit to think about. So take any one piece, take the one piece that you want today. If it's the piece that's about that one person that you want to feel grateful for, and you want to feel that in your aura and your energy, and make you so blessed to have had that person and that contributor in your life, great. If you want to reflect on the past year, and you want to do the second part of it, which is think about in the past year, what are you grateful for, the people, the places, the things, and perhaps even the tough points and what you learned from them, the learnings and lessons. And if you want to go to the third thing, which is reflecting back to the past, to things in your past that you maybe in the past up until now you've stored as, that's a bad thing. That's like, I don't see any benefit to that. I see no learning of that. And you can realize that people do the best they can with the resources they have available. Forgive, gather the learnings, realize that everything happens for a reason, to shape us, to mold us, to prepare us to become who we were really truly meant to be. I really do believe that we all came here for a reason. We all have a purpose for coming here, and everything in life is to prepare us for who we are to become, the learnings and the lessons. So I love you, my friends. So gratitude on a deep level. We go surface, we go deep. and we go really deep. And I will see you soon. And I'm grateful for you too.